Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is December the 26th, 2018. Offended by selling. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Strong hand, like my shirt says. Be a unique beast. Unconfiscatable. Holder of last resort. Yeah, you know that's me. You can get shirts like this below. All sorts of affiliate links below. I want to say that it's Wednesday in the middle of the day back in Baltimore. I'm in Tel Aviv, Israel. It's nighttime here. On Friday, we're going to have the This Week in Bitcoin show. It will be at 1 p.m. in Israel, 11 a.m. in London, and 6 a.m. on the East Coast. And then the first week in 2019, we're going to try to have it at a better time on the East Coast. It won't be 6 a.m. But hey, you can always watch it taped, and then you can play it at 2x or whatever you want to do. We're going to have some good guests on from Israel, from Europe, and from Australia. And I'll get into that. I guess that's never been on this show before, but is an old school guy who's been on the Bitcoin group before. And so that'll be interesting. I won't say who it is just yet. I don't want to jinx it. But he said he would come on, so that should be fun. Maybe you guys can guess. I want to say that my BitBacker page is linked to below. I'm Bitcoin Meister there. And to get people to, I guess, migrate away from Patreon and into cryptocurrencies, I'm encouraging people to go to BitBacker. You can sign up there, and you can ask me questions there for free. I posted something that's there that says, ask me questions for free. And if you reply to that, you can ask me questions for free. I'll reply to them there, or maybe I'll reply to them here. A lot of people try to contact. It's an experiment. I want to get people over there. So I'm going to try to make that my place to answer questions for free. There's an option there, like you can pay to answer questions too. I'm not going to get into that yet. I want to get people to try it out. I want to get people away from Patreon. We're going to talk about that centralization. That censorable platform in a second, which is called Patreon. So let's talk about what Whale Panda tweeted out there earlier. Even though development in Bitcoin might seem slow if you follow it day to day, you have to remember that a year ago, we didn't even have Lightning Network yet on mainnet. Developing cutting-edge software takes time. There's no rush. The approach is better than go fast and break things. So two things from that you got to remember. A lot of people's, it's so slow. Nothing's changing in Bitcoin. Again, a year ago, many people can't even think back to a year ago. There was no Lightning Network on mainnet back then. Not at all. So look how much things have changed now. People are ready to build on top of Lightning. Now, Lightning Network's not totally safe yet. It's not totally prime time yet. But there are already people that are trying to build things on top of Lightning Network. So Lightning Network is a layer 2 solutions. People are getting ready to build things on top of Lightning Network. That's a layer 3 solution. So yeah, we've gone from no layer 2 solutions to people talking about layer 3 solutions. No, there were no layer. Yeah, anyway, you get my point. This has happened in less than a year, in a year's time, let's say. So what's going to happen in the next year? What are we going to be saying when we're approaching 2020 strong? I know what we're going to be saying. Oh, that 2020 halving's coming. Still, some of the people don't know about the 2020 halving. Don't worry, it'll start getting hyped around this time in 2019. Yeah, people will start to talk about it, and the halving hype, I think, should really start flowing around February of 2020, maybe January of 2020. I don't know. Pound that like button. And also, the other thing you can take away that he reminds us all, don't rush. Don't rush in Bitcoin. There's nothing wrong with taking a slow approach. This is not a go fast and break things type of thing. We don't want anything to be broken. Take your time. We've seen what happens when people try to rush. Remember 2x? People tried to rush that crypto dividend. They thought it was going to be the next Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. And it totally broke when they debuted it. Literally, the thing broke. It never existed. We never got our free 2x crypto dividend. Oh, well. But that's why you got to take your time here. We're long-term thinkers. We have strong hands. We defer gratification. At the same time, things are going faster than you think they are. Things are going faster than you think. When you look back at Lightning Network not even existing a year ago. Okay. So for all of you that are impatient people, just think of it that way. It just appears things are going super duper slow. They're going faster than you think they are. It's going to be a 2020, 2021 are going to be some wild times. But hey, man, I try to appreciate every single day. I'm looking forward to 2019. I think it's going to be a fun year. All right. So Patreon, this was in reply to people saying, you know, I've been kicked off Patreon. Oh. This is Rodolfo Novak, who's been on the show before. He says, use Bitcoin. No one can turn you off. Oh, that really sums it up nice. No, there is no off switch with Bitcoin. No one can turn it off. No one can, if you're using Bitcoin, no one can stop you. No one can just turn off your Bitcoin. You've been kicked off of Bitcoin. No, that doesn't happen. Yes, with Patreon, you can be turned off. That's it. With credit cards, with banks, yeah, they could turn you off. That's it. You're out of there. It's centralized. They're centralized. There's a decision maker that says, no, Adam Meister isn't allowed to bank here anymore. That's it. Or whoever. Vention isn't allowed to bank here anymore. I forgot to say, and I actually put this in the chat beforehand. And thanks for everybody that's over there in the live chat. Sure, you're paying such close attention. You can ask questions over there if you'd like. Put at Bitcoin Meister or whatever, so I can see it. That's the only way I can see it. All right, and yeah, Brian, I know that you're on whatever that thing was that I was just promoting with my the new Patreon. I can't even think of it. The crypto Patreon, whatever it's called. What is the darn name of that thing? Anyway, yeah, I know Brian is on it. I'm talking about this thing, BitBacker. I can't remember the name of the great new platform. Yes, Brian, I know you're on BitBacker. I'm following you on BitBacker. That is the UK Bitcoin Master. Oh, look, there's a question. Oh, he says, get your wham out for Christmas. Captain Obvious wants me to reveal my private area for Christmas. Now, we can't do that on this show, dude. But I'm glad you're interested in that type of thing. To each his own. That's your thing. All right. Don Cornelius says, how do you feel about BSV? Well, Don, you know, I've talked about this before. I have talked about this on the show. I think people are familiar. It's absolutely ridiculous. Their leader, they have a leader, a centralized leader, who is, tries to imply that he's someone that he isn't. We call him fake Satoshi here. I think it's an interesting experiment in how a certain percent of the population wants to get behind a strong man type of leader and will believe anything that he says, any word that comes out of his mouth. As angry and crazy as his words are, and as dirty and curse-filled as his words are, there are going to be people that just respect the madness, respect the anger, respect the hate. And that's just scary that there are people like that. It's just scary that there's always going to be people in the population who want to live through someone else and live through that person through violence, basically. I mean, through anger. And I pointed this out before. I know I'm not a guy on the way left side, but when you hear the lefties complain and compare certain leaders to leaders of the past who did horrible things, who committed genocide, you can see why there's a worry, because there's always going to be a segment of the population in every country that just will blindly follow the rants and raves of a madman, just because he appears to be strong and because he's willing to blame things on others. Again, so no, I'm no fan of SV. There probably are a few good people in there. I'm sure that there are that believe in it because they think it's really the way Bitcoin is supposed to be. But I am mystified how they ignore the elephant in the room, which is the person behind it. And again, there's a billionaire that's also helping fund it. And by the way, fake Satoshi, I believe that he is never. It's rare that he utters a true word out of his mouth. I don't think he has any money. I think he knows how to attract people with money that prop up his whatever he's trying to do. So billionaire Calvin is the person that's propping that up. Again, you asked me my opinion on it. I think otherwise it's just another altcoin. It's pretty meaningless. It's nothing to worry. It's nothing to be concerned about. I know some people were quite concerned about it. And, I think at first, at the same time that Bitcoin went down by a lot in terms of fiat is when the madman over at BSV started preaching his thing. And it wasn't just a coincidence, but again, Bitcoin hasn't stayed down in fiat value because of a fork of Bcash. Not at all. This is just the market sentiment right now. Again, so Bcash, BSV, BSV from now on will not be able to affect the price of Bitcoin whatsoever. That it did beforehand, who knows really how much it really did. But it's just, it's like any altcoin out there. It's like, I don't know, like IOTA, whatever. There's going to be fans of it, but there's that dark side to it because of the guy that is behind it, who has lied before and said he did say he was Satoshi at one point, or he tried to convince people. All right. So, and again, the cool thing about Bitcoin, we don't have to worry about centralization and about the leader of Bitcoin, if he's a megalomaniac or a psychopath or anything, because there is no leader of Bitcoin. There is no centralized weak point like that. There's no founder. And clearly BSV, there is a founder. What a founder he is. All right. So I want to remind everyone to pound that like button, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. I've been doing a show every day here. Of course, disruptmeister.com. Check out the archives. They're all linked to below. And join me and all the people at the Tel Aviv Bitcoin Embassy on January 3rd for the Bitcoin 10th anniversary blowout party. All the links are below. I'll be live streaming from that event. I'm also, if you're in Tel Aviv, I hang out at the Bitcoin Embassy in Tel Aviv. What a wonderful place for Bitcoiners every Sunday night. And there's always that, even when I'm not in town, they're hanging out there every Sunday night. So speaking about Tel Aviv, as most of you know, I run 20 miles a week. Don't worry, I'll connect this to Bitcoin, but basically the Bitcoin part of the show is over. If you want to turn it off now. But and you can still ask questions if you want to. I'll answer any new questions that come up there. But so, yeah, I run 20 miles a week. And so I had to get some running done today. And I realized that these last few times I've been in Tel Aviv, I haven't been to the beach since now I just remembered. I was at the beach at the start of one of my 2017 visits, just because I was recording something there. But since that day, and that's a while ago, I had not been to the beach. So I decided to run along the beach. And what's this have to do with Bitcoin? Adam running along the beach in Tel Aviv. It was beautiful. It's beautiful. It's winter here, but it's a nice temperature. Very great. I mean, it's like 70 every day. So there were people surfboarding and kids running into the water. I guess grown-ups too, and people playing paddleball and lifting weights. It's very nice. And tourists. There are a lot of American tourists walking around now. Because again, a lot of Jewish people in America, they don't celebrate Christmas. So why not come visit here? There are a lot of drunk college kids last night walking around I saw from America. Maybe Canada too. They're speaking English. Okay, the point of this story of Adam running, because of Bitcoin, because it is my savings account, because I value my wealth in Bitcoin, I know that and because I'm a long-term thinker, and because I believe in saving over spending, I can just do that in the middle of the day. In the middle of the workday, I can go run. I can do anything I want to. And that's the freedom of Bitcoin. That's what it's given me. I know that, hey, I don't have to work a 9-to-5 job to bring in XYZ, to pay for this. I saw all these people on scooters and stuff, on bikes. I don't need one of those. I use my feet. Nothing. I mean, if you want to get yourself a scooter or a bike, that's great. Whatever. And yes, scooters are kind of popular around here. And I guess some of them are the rentable ones. In LA, there were a lot of people were renting those scooters. I know that. That's a different setup there. But you see a lot of here in Israel and a lot of foreign countries, actually. People love to just ride their motorcycles on the sidewalk sometimes, on narrow sidewalks when you're running toward them. Interesting stuff. In America, you never do that. You get arrested. You get beaten down by a policeman. In foreign countries, it's a little different. Each country has a different quirk when it comes to motorcycles. I'll say that. In America, very strict with the motorcycles. You can't take them. You couldn't ride your motorcycle on the streets, on the sidewalk in Baltimore. Now, of course, I'm getting into a side. Why not? Why not? It's the 26th of December. Why not tell this? In Baltimore, though, and you can look this up, the dirt bike riders in Baltimore, it's one of the most ghetto things you've ever seen in your life. Just kids get on their dirt bikes in Baltimore City and start going like down one-way streets the wrong way. I mean, like gangs of kids. And it's been glorified in like documentaries, and you can see it all over YouTube. That is a wild stuff. This in Israel is a little bit, it's more tame, but it's kind of annoying. You're on the sidewalk and then there's just a dude on a motorcycle or a motorbike or a bike. Again, it was chilly. There were things, there were quirks. Anyway, that I can even talk about these things and analyze bike riding habits of people from all over the world is thanks to Bitcoin and being self-employed and not spending on ridiculous things, just having a long-term plan here, a long-term vision. And yeah, don't spend frivolously, people. Save, don't spend. All right. Captain Obvious just wrote a bunch of stuff in Hebrew. So he was the same dude that wanted to maybe he just, I don't know what it says. I don't know Hebrew very well, dude. It says, and Adam, it would be not Usagia. I never pronounce her name, USA. I just call it USA. Adam, it would be nice if you could give us some views of the city. We won't all get to visit there. Yeah, I am going to actually do that. And you can also go back into the October of 2017. I believe it was like October the 17th of 2017. There's a video of me on the beach in Tel Aviv. You can look that up if you want to see what Tel Aviv looks like and me on the beach. But yes, I'm going to get some outside videos of Tel Aviv. And yes, we'll do some. They'll be on January the 3rd. I will definitely be at a different location at the big party here. So, okay, that is it. Thanks a lot. Yeah, ATVs in the hood. Yeah, it's true, dude. Crypto Hoopty, it is true. They are in Baltimore City. Even in that Rocky movie, they glorified it in Philadelphia. You see some of the bikers. It was called Creed. I saw that on the airplane. Again, I don't pay to see movies. I just see them for free when I'm on the airplane. But in the movie Creed, you see them in Philadelphia. And they make it all look clean and nice, and they're supporting, Apollo Creed's son. No. In Baltimore City, I'm scary. I mean, like they've like hitting the police car. They like battle police cars and stuff. I mean, these kids have no fear at all. And unfortunately, some of them have died grisly, horrible deaths when they flip over and land on their heads, which is really unfortunate for them. All right, I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister. And again, look it up. Baltimore dirt bike riders on YouTube. They probably haven't gotten rid of those videos, even though those definitely encourage insanely dangerous activities. But hey, whatever. YouTube can do what they want to do. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. I'm here. If they want to kick me off, then they're going to kick me off. It was my fault for being here in the first place. Got to play by their rules. Pound that like button, bang that bell button, click on those squares there. You just got a little bit of a taste of my Saturday Beyond Bitcoin show there with some subjects that are way beyond Bitcoin. So that's how Saturday should go for those of you who don't watch them. So tune in on Saturday also. I'll be back on Thursday. And then, of course, Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. in London, 1 p.m. in Israel for the This Week in Bitcoin show. I'll see you guys in the chat. Bye.